we have my brother, Big Trust, joining the show. We're talking about a national champion. We're talking about a Heisman Trophy winner. I don't know if you guys seen Swamp Kings, but he put a dagger into Tim Tebow's heart, and Brandon Siler and so many other guys. I don't know why you did that to them, bro. This is a legend. This is an all-time great guy. Welcome to the show. How are you, Mark Ingram?
Hey, I'm doing good, brother. It's a pleasure to be on the show. Appreciate y'all inviting me. It's an honor and a pleasure to be on the show, so appreciate y'all having me.
Aw, thanks for joining us. Why'd you say his name like that? Brandon Brandon normally likes to put a little sauce on his introductions for our guests. He likes to go above and beyond for their intros before we kick it off and we start talking football, life, and everything in between. So do you have one prepared, Brandon?
Well, listen, first off, I can't hear you right now, but we're going to get into this debate really quickly, bro, before we start highlighting some of your accomplishments and we talk about what you're doing now, what you're not doing, are you retired or not? But really quick, can you give some clarity to Ashley Nicole Moss and one of our producers, Justin Perry? You've been to the Super Bowl, right? In Radio Row, correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mark, when you go to the Super Bowl, if you go down the wrong street, how many steps can you take before somebody asks for a picture? So does it make more sense to go down the street, or does it make more sense to go through the VIP entrance before you enter Radio Row?
The VIP entrance, 1,000%.
Stop moving the goalpost, Brandon.
Explain it to him.
Stop moving the goalpost. I'm not going to dive into this. Our audience doesn't want to hear it.
It's the only necessary way, because if you go the wrong way, you ain't making it to your Radio Row session.
Absolutely. 100% agree with you that, and Brandon knows that is not what we were talking about, but I digress.
She's trying to call me bougie. Really quick, Ashley, we'll jump into it, because me and Ashley, my partner, we'll have this debate all day. Are you retired or not, bro? You know, you had a legendary career, you know, and I went into the database, this imaginary database that we have. You know, they say when you retire, you sit in papers. We don't know what to do, but we saw your appearance, first appearance on Saturday's pregame show. Fox was amazing, but are you playing or not? What's going on?
Hey, man, I'm very content with my job at Fox right now, but I did not retire. You know, everybody thinks I retired. That's like that's the assumption because I took my job at Fox. But, you know, if somebody called me later in the year, you know, I'm still training, I'm still ready. So if you got a team that's about something and making a run, you need a player, holla at me.
Which is interesting because we started a new time today, 11 o'clock. We usually start at 12, which means it was going to switch the time that we scheduled for you. And we reached out to the team yesterday and we're like, hey, can we ask Mark to move up, you know, his interview with us? And you said, no, I'm training. That was
I'm here for it though.
Hey, I'm done right around noon, making home around like 12:30. Got to get cleaned up. Can't be musty on the show. You feel me? So, I'm still working, bro. And I got to be on point. You can't be looking too heavy set out there on the TV. You know what I mean? It'll give you extra pounds anyway. So, staying in shape because it's a lifestyle, but also because I can still tote that thing if necessary.
Ooh.
That's right.
Well, first, I want to show some art appreciation. I see you have a collection of cars back there. When did you start collecting? How long have you been collecting? I absolutely love the artwork.
Well, I appreciate it. I've been collecting probably like 6-7 years, different pieces. And I actually, like this portfolio, I just moved into a new house. I didn't even see it until I opened like the box. So like when I cut open the box it was in, I was like hoping like, I hope this thing is pristine because I bought it and I just stored it right away. Mm-hmm. And I got a few other little figurines around here, a couple more paintings and stuff. But I've been collecting for like 7 years now, and now it's good to be able to have it on display. But I appreciate your taste.
Thank you. No, I was going to ask you if you had the figurines. That was my next question, but you already answered that. Yeah, listen, those are going to be worth a lot of money in the future. So the fact that you have a whole bunch of them.
I can take you guys around. I got some stuff in here. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, let's go. Let's see it.
Let's go on a little toursy.
Oh, this is Paper Route Craig.
Ooh.
Can't have money. Ooh. Look at that boy.
Over there. You come in here, got stuff all up.
Oh, I love these.
Yeah. So we got a little bit of everything.
Oh, you got the Minion one? I saw that. That's cute.
Fire,
the Minion
bro.
one's fire.
Oh, you're a big fan of Cause.
Yeah, I love Cause. I'm a big fan.
Oh, you might be one of the biggest collectors in the world, right? Like, look at everything.
Yeah, he's got a nice collection.
Because sometimes people have 2 or 3 pieces, bro. You have a whole house.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, bro.
Do you live in a gated community?
Yes, sir. I ain't gonna tell you my address, but we good.
Good, because Brandon's a Fed, so he might want your social security number next.
Y'all welcome to come up though. Y'all welcome anytime to come pull up. I'm like 30 minutes away from y'all. So
Man,
it's easy.
Mark, stop. Like, listen, this is my brother, okay?
From another.
For 10 years now, I've been trying to get Mark to come down to Western Florida, and bruh, have you came one time?
I have not came, bro. Pause. I have not. I'm sorry. I have not yet, but I will.
All right, now that you retired. Well, now that you retired, so let's get into it, bro. Well, you're not retired, but you're in a interesting space. I think you will get a call, and it's going to be sad to see you leave the Saturday pregame show, because I watched you this weekend, bro, and I'm not a huge fan of college football. I've said that time and time again on this show, but bro, you made it fun. You are the juice on that show. The same way you're in the locker room. My last cup of tea was in New Orleans, and the same way you act in the locker room and on the practice field is the same energy that you brought there. Tell us about your first experience on the Saturday pregame show.
Man, it was amazing, and obviously I have a great crew, a great support system from the producers, everyone, man. They do a great job of preparing us and putting together a great, production. And it was amazing. The crowd, the energy was electric. I was crowd surfing. He cussed me on TV. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, you know what I mean? But no, it was legendary experience, man. And be able to talk college football, being able to, provide knowledge and insight, but also be able to turn up and have some fun. I mean, it didn't feel like work. So that's a blessing. And I do not want to leave Fox Big Noon. I'm not going to leave Fox Big Noon, but it's done the first week of December. So y'all hit me up like in December. And I'm able to finish my job and then go ahead and take the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So that would be the Cinderella story, the Cinderella dream. But like I said, man, I'm super content with my job. I'm excited about the future. And I appreciate you tapping in, not being a college football fan, but continue to tap in, please.
That's right. 100%.
Well, I am a college football fan, so I'm trying to get Brandon. I'm trying to recruit Brandon, but
Who you like?
It's hard. I'm really liking Dion right now, but for me, it's always been the Georgia Bulldogs. I've been a fan of the Dogs, yeah. But I don't know. Dion may get me to swap jerseys this year. I'm actually very impressed with what we saw in that debut. Right. So. Yeah. We've had a lot of running backs on the show, I feel like, for the past few weeks leading up to the football season. And now we're officially just a few days out from kickoff. Finally, it feels like it's a long time coming. But it's been interesting to talk to running backs who are currently playing, running backs, who are vets and walked away from the game about what the market currently is. We have seen situations with Saquon. We have seen situations with Josh Jacobs. We've seen the most recent situation with Jonathan Taylor, and now he's on the PUP list and he won't even be available for the first 4 games. I first want to ask you, the running back market, we had LT on the show, and he said, listen, the running back market is changing. And if you can't both run the ball and catch the ball, you're going to have a hard time being a running back in the NFL. I want to hear your thoughts on that.
I mean, 100%. You got to be a 3-down back. You got to be versatile. And I think that's what's so interesting about the running back position. You have to be able to run the ball inside, outside. You have to be able to pick up pass protection. You have to be able to get out the backfield and be an asset in the passing game. And if you're not able to do all those things, your value will be limited. And it's unfortunate because you look at Saquon Barkley, look at Daniel Jones' record when Saquon is not healthy as opposed to when he is healthy. So, Daniel Jones gets paid, but Saquon's on a 1-year deal. This is unfortunate because, some of our premier runners aren't getting compensated for their production. They're providing blood, sweat, tears, giving everything they have to an organization. And then like Josh Jacobs, he leads the league in rushing last year, leads the league in like scrimmage yards. I'm not sure if that's correct, but he definitely led the league in rushing yards. And he's not getting compensated, a 1-year deal. And that's highly unfortunate because you know how dangerous this game is, especially the running back position. One wrong thing happens, knock on wood, then the next year they want you for vet minimum. It's just cruelty what they're doing to the running back position. And then like you have sometimes a number 2 or 3 receiver getting paid more than the back. Take Austin Eckler, for instance. He had over 100 catches last year. that's got to be second most on the team behind like Keenan Allen. Yep. He's still getting paid less than the second and third receivers. So it's just unfortunate. That narrative's being pushed. Every other franchise tag, every other position's franchise tag since 2015 has increased. The running back position has decreased. So it's an agenda they're pushing. And if you're a businessman, you can kind of understand it. But as a running back and as a ball player, it's offensive when you produce and you don't get compensated for production. Every other position does, but the running back somehow seems to be the outlier.
Well, let's talk about that, because I feel like that has been a huge reason a lot of people were concerned, or questioning rather, why it was taking Saquon and the Giants so long to reach a deal. He is the offense of the Giants. Obviously, Daniel Jones is their second rusher, which you don't really want in the NFL. You don't want your quarterback out there rushing just as much or just under your running back. And it took him a while to get a deal, and it wasn't even the deal that he wanted. And then with Jonathan Taylor, you see the Colts allow him to go out and, seek a trade. But it seemed also like they weren't really interested in trading them, or trading him rather. They just wanted him to know that the market isn't what you think it is. And ultimately now he's out 4 games, and the Colts GM came out and said, Chris Ballard, I believe his name is, and he said, listen, it's not going to affect Anthony Richardson's development. Did it affect Andrew Luck's development not having a special back? And myself was one of the people who said it kind of did. He probably would have played a little bit longer. He probably wouldn't have had as many injuries. Right. So what is your pushback against Chris Ballard saying that without Jonathan Taylor, Anthony Richardson's development is not going to be an issue?
My problem with what they did with Jonathan Taylor is, okay, you tell him to go look for a trade, right? You don't want to pay him premier money, you know what I mean? But you want premier compensation for the trade. You want multiple picks, you want a starter, you want a Pro Bowler, whatever it may be. So you don't want to pay him premier money, but you want premier compensation for him if you do trade him. So that's one issue. And also, you have a young rookie quarterback who is coming into your system, and we don't know how he's going to perform. Obviously, he has all the physical capabilities. But what's the best way to keep your young quarterback comfortable in this league? Right. Is to have your all-pro rusher toting that rock. So that's going to take pressure off him. That's going to take some steam off of him and allow him to be a little bit more comfortable. So me as a GM, me as a head coach, if I have a young quarterback who's just now coming to the league, going to be starting out week 1, I need to keep him comfortable. I need to keep him safe. I need to make his job as easy as possible. And making his job easy as possible is to give your bell cow the rock and let him tote it. So now you don't have him for 4 games. That's going to make this young man's job a little bit more difficult. So I'm eager to see how it turns out. But I know for a fact, 1,000%, if Jonathan Taylor was in there in that lineup, the rookie would be a lot more stress-free.
So I want to stay here. I got one more question about the running back market and the whole business around it, right? I'm almost positive that you had some tough negotiations with the Saints and Coach Sean Payton. Is that right?
Yep.
Can you tell us a little bit about your experience at the running back position and some of the intense conversations that you had with Coach Payton?
Well, like we say, like the running back market has been up and down, and it's the only position that has the least, is less in the tag than any other position since 2015. So even throughout my career, I never got what I thought I deserved, but I always got my max value. So there would be other runners who did more than me. I mean, there was other running backs who did less than me, didn't have the same accolades as me, didn't have Pro Bowls, didn't have 1,000-yard seasons, but they got paid more than me. By the time I went to the table, the market was down or whatever. So it was like, yeah, so-and-so's making AMs, but I need that because he hasn't done what I've done. But unfortunately, the years where, they got signed, the market was just up. So the market has just been in flux for many, many years now, for several years now. And it's because they think they can, running back by committee. That's what they do a lot of times. They think, okay, I'm going to have an inside runner. Okay, I'm going to have a scat back. Okay, I'm going to have a guy that can pick up pass protection. But, if you have one guy that can do all those, and they're almost like this, if I have a superstar that I have to pay top dollar, I'd rather have a player who can give me 70 or 75% of his production and then pay for and pay him close to minimum or lower than to have to pay my premier running back. So it's just it's unfortunate. It sucks. And I've had to deal with those things as well. I thought I deserved more, But I was always able and fortunate enough to be able to get my max value throughout my negotiations. So,
bro,
it's a tough business, bro. Especially the running back.
Shout out to Trust podcast, you and Cam.
Yeah.
And I think we had a conversation about this on your podcast, but you're not giving it to us, bro. You not tell us the conversation that you had with Coach Payton. Didn't you say something wild to him?
We had a bunch of conversations, bro. Like one time, like I'm down there towards the end zone, like
that one.
This is my problem. Like I don't have no problem sharing the rock. I've been running back by committees and shared the backfield my whole career, even in college. But like, listen, when I'm toting this rock and I get this ball down here to the inside the 5 on the goal line, do not take me out and put the other running back in and let him just walk in for a touchdown. Like, okay, if we gonna run the ball, let me have the opportunity. If I done run the ball down there, let me have the opportunity. If I don't get it, then you do what you want. If you gonna throw it, do what you want. But if you gonna run this rock in there, let me have the opportunity. If B. Marsh, if you run the rock down there to the goal line, let you have the opportunity.
Brian coming out. I don't know how y'all do it.
Let you have the opportunity.
I don't know.
I come down there,
I can't do it. I don't know how y'all do it.
No, when I get because when it comes time to go to the table, B. Marsh, what they gonna say?
Mm-hmm.
You don't score touchdowns. You don't score touchdowns. Why I don't score touchdowns? Because when I get the ball down there, I done bust my butt on 3rd and 3, breaking tackles, leaning for the first down. I done got stopped at the 2. Now you want to take me out and put somebody else in. Let me have my opportunity. Let them have their opportunity. Because when it's time for us to go to the table, you're going to say, I don't score touchdowns.
How did you?
I don't score touchdowns because you don't put me in. You don't leave me in when it's my turn to score the touchdown. You know what I mean? So I feel like you're trying to hate on me. I feel, what's the point? Like, you know what I mean?
How did you and Alvin Kamara work it out and stay on the same page? Because y'all tight. Y'all brothers. Y'all thicker than blood.
It was always just like, and it was never personal. It was never personal. I had no problem with any of my running back constituents, compadres. You know what I mean? They was always my dogs. We always worked, we competed. But at the end of the day, the business side of it is, like, if I don't produce, you guys ain't gonna pay. So if I get down to the goal line, it feels like you're trying to like put a limit on my value. You know what I mean? But me and Alvin, we just been tight since day one. Like he came in, he didn't think he was all that. I like people poured into me, Darren Sproles. You had OGs that poured into you, man, and helped you out. And I always just gave game. Like I'm not, I know if I have, I'm confident in my abilities. So I always just gave game and I just showed them love, and we just kind of we just vibed, bro. And then obviously, they traded. It was me, AD, and Alvin, and then they traded AD. So me and Alvin was like, yo, like, shoot, they believe in us. It's time to, show the world, like, what we really could do. And we went off that year. We both made the Pro Bowl, and we was just tag teaming back and forth. And, it's just a blessing to have brothers like that. This football brought us together. We best friends. We family now because of this football. So this is crazy what this game has, been able to do for us as far as a lifestyle, as far as friendships, as far as brotherhoods, and no different with Alvin.
I want to go back to something that you said when talking about, your contracts and your compensation for, your position throughout your career so far. And, this has turned into a passing league. I think at one point it was a very run heavy offense across the league. And now we're seeing more of that shift, that turning of the tide, if you will. But for people who who use that as a way to discredit the running back position in an NFL offense and say that because the league is now pass first, that the running back position as a whole is not necessary, I want to just hear your pushback on that. And for people who are unfamiliar with the inner workings of an offense, explain why the running back position is forever necessary and deserves to be compensated as such.
The running back position is integral to an offense. I mean, being able to set the tone physically, if you can only throw the ball, you are essentially one-dimensional. So if you have somebody that can pound the ball, run the ball, be efficient running the ball, that gives the defense. Defense don't like that. Defense, blind, they love the pass rush. You know what I mean? Defense line, they love the pass rush. So if you ain't firing off on the ball and hitting them in their mouth and coming downhill, it don't give them nothing to think about. It makes you one-dimensional, and it gives the defense essentially some freedom to play how they want. Now, when you have to run the ball, they have to respect it. When you run the ball physically and effectively, they have to respect it. That's when they have to move up. That's when you have play action over the top. So it's like, if you don't have Patrick Mahomes or Tom Brady, you're gonna need a running game.
Facts.
Russell, how are we gonna help Russell? You need a strong running game. How you gonna help the boy up in Indy? You need a running game. So unless you have Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes, these legendary one-in-a-lifetime quarterbacks, like, you're gonna need an effective running game and an electric running back to help you be successful. Or you're gonna be one-dimensional, and defenses are just gonna peel their ear backs and pass rush you, put heat on you, hit your quarterback in the blind side, all that stuff. But the running back does so much things to help offense, from pass protection. They think a running back is dispensable. Like, but if you don't have a runner that can diagnose pressure, know where the safety's coming from, scan back, pick up the slot corner or the corner that's coming, like, your quarterback's gonna get hit in the back of his head. So you have to have a running back that's smart, that's knowledgeable, that can do everything: run, pass, catch, do everything. And that's what makes a running back so integral to an offense.
And I'll add to that before we shift gears here. As a wide receiver, I always appreciate the running game. I always wanted to play with, one of the best, running backs, that was active at the time, because it takes the pressure off of us, right? Like, when you're a true number one, what happens? If you don't have a running game, you're going to get double, you can get triple team, they're going to roll coverage. And it's about a numbers game, right? All right, well, if y'all want to take away the pass, then we got favorable numbers in the box, 6-7 men in the box, we're going to run it down your throat. And vice versa. When you got to stop the run and you start going 8-men box, what happens? Now I'm one-on-one outside.
Yep.
So let you eat now. You eat now.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that hard. It's not that hard at all. A couple pause moments in my last minute.
Mark, before you dive into your question, everyone in the chat was kind of like coming at me crazy for my jersey. I just want to know, do you like my jersey? Do you think it's cool?
Is it Dez? Is it Mike Irvin?
No, it's a CeeDee Lamb.
Ooh, CD.
Yeah.
I like CD, man. He's a baller. So
Thank you.
I ain't hating.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you.
So,
see that?
There you go.
I don't take offense by it. That's your prerogative. Your loss, whatever. You know what I mean? I don't take offense to it.
Well, they were saying for a minute that Coach Payton, your head coach for a very long time, was going to become the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Did you get tired of hearing that stuff? Did you ever believe it?
Man, I'm sure that's what he probably wanted. But Mike McCarthy did a good job, and that position didn't come available, so he went with next best option. So
talk about that option.
What, going to Denver?
Yeah, like, what do you think? What do you see? In December, where will the Denver Broncos be come December, come January?
Be honest.
They had a strong defense last year, so if the defense can be strong and Russ can get back to playing how he was in Seattle, what did he do well in Seattle? A strong running game, Marshawn Lynch, a strong defense, the Legion of Boom, and all them boys in the front seven. Like, he was able to have a strong defense, and he was able to lean on that run game, play action, improvise with his legs, make those off-schedule plays, and that's what he thrived at. So Coach Sean Payton got to find a way to implement his offense and do what Russ does well, and hopefully they can get some.
Will he?
Going on that offense, because they got receivers, Judy, Cortland Sutton. Like, they got some dogs in the backfield. Williams coming back off the knee injury, but they got the pieces around. Russ has got to kind of.
So where are they going to be in December, January? Where are they going to be?
I don't know, B. Marsh. They in a tough division, dog. They up there with the Chiefs, the Chargers.
Where they going to be, bro? Where they going to be, bro? We in the locker room, bro. We not on Fox pregame show. We not, you know what I'm saying? We just here. It's just me and you and Ashley, bro.
You getting messy. You're doing the most.
Where they gonna be, bro?
You tell me where they gonna
be. That's a good one. Good answer. Good answer.
That's my brother right there.
I want to know too.
All right.
Can we talk some Lamar Jackson real quick?
That's where
I want to talk Lamar. Lamar was going back and forth with the Baltimore Ravens organization. It seemed like for 100 years. He finally got his deal, and a lot of people are saying now this is the year you finally got paid. You got that out of the way. This is the year we have to see it happen for Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Do you think that with Odell Beckham in the lineup, in the situation, in the mix, however you want to refer to it, that we're going to see a just statistical incredible year, a statistically incredible year from Lamar Jackson this year.
Yeah, you already know what it is. I'm a big Lamar Jackson advocate. I mean, he is really that guy. And you can't say nothing bad about Lamar to nobody in that Baltimore locker room without having beef. So, like, he is that guy. He's one of those guys that you want to play well for because you know if you do what you're supposed to do and you where you're supposed to be, he's going to thrive. And I think with the weapons that they put around him, the running backs are loaded. Zay Flowers, Odell Beckham, Mark Andrews, they're all loaded. And then the defense. And then the new offensive coordinator. I think sometimes he was kind of handicapped in the previous offenses. You know what I mean? It was kind of like running back centered, kind of tight end favored. But now with the new OC, I think they're going to spread some things out, be more open and taking the leash off of him a little bit, let him take the training wheels off of him a little bit, and let him really show his skill set. Because I remember when I went to Baltimore and from New Orleans, you know, I played with Drew Brees, making every throw, making all decisions. I went to training camp. I mean, I went to a mini camp with Baltimore. I hear all this stuff about how he can't throw. He's not accurate. I'm like, I see this dude making every throw. I see finding the soft spot in the zones, deep outs, seams, like everything, post, checking it down to the back. I'm like, they've been lying about this dude. Like, he really a baller. So I think he gets in trouble sometimes when he tries to do too much. But I think with this offense and the new OC, I think he's going to thrive. And with the weapons around him, I think he's going to thrive and he's going to ball, man. I mean, he was the MVP a few years back, and he dealt with some injuries last year. I think he's going to get right back to form. I think the Ravens are going to be a tough team for the league this year.
So listen, we want to be respectful of your time, bro. So we just have a few predictions, and then we'll let you go.
For sure.
Because we can talk to you, bro, for another 30, 45 minutes. That's why you're well sought after in the media world, and you have your own podcast. Make sure you guys go download, subscribe to Big Trust Podcast. It's phenomenal. But let's start the predictions off right there in Baltimore. Okay.
Predictions?
Yeah. So where are they going to be? Since you didn't want to answer it with the Denver Broncos, where are the Baltimore Ravens going to be come December, January?
They're going to be fighting for that AFC North division. So they're either going to be a division leader or they're going to be a wild card. But they're going to be in the playoffs, and that team travels. The style that they play with, the toughness that they play with, they travel. So whether if they win the division versus the Bengals, you know, the Steelers going to be tough. The Browns going to be tough. That AFC North is a different conference, man. The AFC North is different, man. The AFC North is different. Like, they play real football up there, but I think they're going to either win the division or they're going to have a wild card spot.
Okay.
All right, so I have two, but first I'm going to ask, who's coming out of the NFC? Who's representing the NFC this year? Going all the way.
Get to it, baby. Let's get to it.
I'm going to say the Eagles again. They just reloaded.
Through the heart.
I'm going to say the Eagles again. My boy Jalen Hurts, my Roll Tide dog, you know what I mean? And they got their defense nasty. They just loaded up again. So they got them players over there, man. I think it's going to be the Eagles still. I think they're the ones to beat.
That wasn't the answer I was hoping for, but okay.
I see that. It's very clear.
Yeah, that wasn't what I was hoping for. But we have a question that a fan asked and wants to know who is running back university, DB university, and wide receiver university.
Do I need to answer this question?
Yeah, you do.
You do.
Yeah, you do.
The Alabama Roll Tide is everything you. Everything you. Roll Tide, baby. So don't ask me no more. That's what it is, man. Do your research.
What is your pushback to people who are saying that the Alabama dynasty is not as big, bad, and scary as it once was? Listen, the past few college playoffs, the past few national championship games, we've seen new players come into the mix, and we've seen the beginning of potentially new dynasties, new bad boys in college football. What's your pushback?
Just watch this year. We got them boys. Defense strong. Jalen Milroe is like that. He improved a lot. He electric with his legs. We got probably the most talented roster from top to bottom. But the question mark is the quarterback. Jalen Milroe plays smart, makes good decisions, able to, execute in that short to intermediate passing game. I mean, you saw the deep ball. Like, that's electric. That's efficient. So as long as we have good quarterback play, making good decisions, watch what Alabama do this year. They're going to win the Natty.
Okay.
Then y'all really going to be sick.
Okay, so that was my next.
I would be as a dog fan.
Getting back to predictions.
Hey, you really can thank us because y'all's pedigree and newfound dominance Where did it come from? Us.
Okay. You know what? I'm not about to do this. I'm not about to take the bait.
See, I see why you got this college football gig. I like it, bro. I like it. Well, you're going to make a lot of money.
Kirby is that guy. But Kirby learned his championship pedigree from the Crimson Tide.
Ooh.
Don't sleep on them dogs. Don't sleep on them dogs. Listen.
That art collection about to get big.
Just like us.
Ooh. That art collection about to get real big, boy. I see why they got you over there at Fox talking college ball. Back to the predictions.
Don't play.
Hey, listen. We in it together. Back to the predictions. So who's going to be on the other side of Alabama on the other sideline then? Because that's what I want to know. Who's going to be in the national championship?
So in my playoff, I predicted it would be Georgia, Michigan, Florida State, and Alabama. And I had Alabama being my champion. So I doubt that they'll make Alabama and Georgia play in the first round. So it's going to be Alabama against Florida
UCF?
State.
UCF?
No,
UCF.
UCF ain't got no
the
chance, bro.
Self-proclaimed national champion. Whatever you have.
Did you know? Did you guys know that Shedeur Sanders in 2020 committed to Florida Atlantic University?
Yep.
He could have been my quarterback.
Sorry, Ashley.
That's my alma mater. He could have been my QB.
Sorry.
You want to talk pain?
I'm glad he did.
You want to talk pain?
So go really quick because we got to let you go. All right, two more. All right, so Ashley asked you about who's representing the NFC in the Super Bowl. You went with the Philadelphia Eagles to go back. Who's coming out of the AFC? So who's your Super Bowl? What's the Super Bowl matchup? Come on, bro. You know. You over here trying to figure out how to be political.
Chiefs, but they playing with Stone Cold, man. They playing with Stone Cold. Like he the muscle on that defense. So if you don't get that right, like. Could it be the Bengals again? Joe Burrow, they've been going head up.
That's my pick.
They've been going head up the last 2 years. It's come down to the last play, whoever got the ball last. So is it Joe Cool? Is it Pat P? I mean, is it Patty Mahomes? Like, I don't know. But I'm gonna go with Pat just because that dude is different, man.
He's
like
different.
It seems like he could do it by himself, man. No knee, no ankle. Like he finds a way to get it done, bro. So I'm gonna say a rematch.
Okay. All right, my last one, Ashley, and you may have another one or two, but I want to be respectful of his time.
I don't. You can take it. Go ahead.
MVP prediction for the NFL.
MVP, huh?
Yep.
MVP. My goodness.
Ooh.
If the Eagles get back, it's gonna be Jalen Hurts again.
So
he's gonna be the motor behind it. He's gonna be the engine behind there. So if the Eagles get back, like I said they are, it's going to be Jalen.
I'm sorry, I couldn't even listen to him. I don't even know what he said because I seen that Rolly pop up. I said, "Oh, that boy got that."
Brandon, for the love of God.
I'm sorry. that Rolly, Mark, that one's hard to find, Mark. That's hard to find. You look at that's my dog. What was his answer? I'm sorry, Ashley. What was his answer?
He said if the Eagles get back, it's going to be Jalen Hurts.
Let me put my little 13,000 out there. That thing over there.
I have nothing, so there's nothing. I got no watch on. So
hey, that's just a Tuesday watch for you. I know what you got over there.
Yeah. That's my brother. So he said Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. So he's a big Philly fan. Maybe that's where he's going to play this year. Because week 6. My prediction is week 6. My dog going to get the call. My dog going to be in Philly. And guess what? Me and Ashley Nicole Moss going to be right there on the sideline because you gave us tickets. But she going to be in the Cowboys jersey. We were off to such a good start, Mark. We were off to such a good start.
Y'all might as well just go pull up on the college football set. Y'all going to love the vibes. You know what I mean? We had Colorado with Coach Prime this weekend.
Ooh.
Hey.
You know what I mean? So we at Colorado this weekend with Coach Prime. Y'all might as well just get you a flight. Go ahead, come pull up.
You know Brandon loves him some Colorado.
Well, I love Colorado, but I don't love college football. But you are turning me into a fan. For everybody out there listening, check out my boy on Big Trust, his podcast, all audio platforms on YouTube with Cam Jordan. Legendary conversations with big bosses. And then also Saturday pregame show on Fox.
Yeah, on Big Noon Kickoff.
So November.
Eastern morning. You know what I mean? So big noon kickoff. Make sure y'all tap in, man. Even if you ain't at the house, just go ahead and leave them TVs on Fox for me.
There you
just
go.
go ahead and do it for me. Let us get the ratings up, man.
So
you know what I mean?
Ashley, do you want to go to the November 5th game, the Cowboys at the Eagles, or Eagles at Cowboys December 10th? And because Mark is going to be on the Eagles, which one do you want to?
I'm not going to speak that into existence for him. I can't. I liked his art. We started on a good note. I don't want this to end on a bad note.
No, that's a good note. My brother's going
It's not a good note for me. For me and him, it's not a good note.
Yeah, it is, because he's going to be playing, and then he's going to get his ring. His story, he's going to get a ring, and then he's going to retire finally, okay, with 9,000 yards and a ring, and then he'll go to Fox.
Yep.
There you go.
I'm gonna stay doing my job now. I'm telling you, the last game is December. The first December, like 2nd. So that's all I need. Call me like the first week of December. Let me get about 3-4 regular season games. You know, you a contender. We go to the playoffs. I'll tote that thing for about 3-4 games. You know what I mean?
Right.
Get me a Super Bowl right off into the sunset.
We love you, bro. Thank you, dog. Appreciate you, man.
Yep. Appreciate you. Man, it was a good time, for real.
Love, man.
Bye.
Love.